What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another new podcast. Let's get into it because we got 304s on that bullshit in the simps that make it possible. So let's break it down. But before we do, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, hit that notification bell so you know every time I release a video, and make sure you're smashing that like button. But let's get into it.
I'm single as of yesterday.
You had a man before yesterday?
For 2 years. I'm not gonna lie, I got a dick appointment coming.
With who?
My best friend.
You were friends with this guy while you were dating your boyfriend?
I've been friends with him before I knew my ex, I guess now.
I'm so disappointed in you though.
Why?
You're going to go your best friend a day after breaking up with your boyfriend. That means you wanted to your best friend while you were dating your boyfriend.
It's kind of more complicated, like...
Now, it's women in situations like this right here that have men so wary about that male best friend. And then they'll try to flip it on you as if you're the one with the problem or insecurities, but the whole time, one or both of them were trying to have sex with each other. And best case scenario is he's the only one that wants to have sex and she just sees him as the bro or a friend. But either way, there's a man sitting right there trying to undermine your relationship. Because if you two have problems and she goes to him for advice, what do you think he's going to advise her to do? Do you think he's going to advise her to get closer to you or further away? More than likely, it's the latter, because he's looking for that crack where he can slip in. And women think that we don't understand the psychology of other men when we know that most men do not want to be friends with other women because they have some sort of ulterior motive that they're using their friendship to help them facilitate.
We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
Because
we're guys.
Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way.
So we're not fools, and you're not crazy for thinking that guy that's hanging around, just the bro, is not somebody that could potentially replace you one day.
I cannot relate to women that are scared to ask a man for money, because he's not scared to ask you for that pussy pot pie. What? Hello? What? The M in men stands for money giver. What? So make that nigga give you some money. What? Oh, I don't want to be a bother, can't relate. Because a bitch like me, oh, I'ma always have my hand out like I'm at the nail salon. Give it here. Okay!
Fellas, this is exactly why I do these videos, to expose the hypocrisy and pure bullshit that women like these put out there. Because on one hand, they'll tell you not to objectify them. They'll say just because you gave me something of value, such as dinner, a gift, or money, they don't owe you sex. But then they'll turn around, objectify themselves and say, because I gave you sex, you now owe me something of value, such as dinner, a gift, or money. And if this isn't hypocrisy of the highest order, I don't know what is. And really, when you sit back and think about it, this is just long division prostitution, because they're exchanging sex for goods. Normally, the exchange is sex because both people enjoy the experience. But when one person isn't doing it for pleasure, they're doing it for monetary gain, that's prostitution to me. But what's even funnier about this story is something that I saw in the comment section. So somebody posted this up. They said, honestly, the right ones love giving money, which is absolute bullshit because men don't love giving money. They just give money if it makes it easier to get what they want. But she replied and said this, for real, because if he's not giving you money, he's either broke or he doesn't like you. Either way, run. Can you imagine the size bonnet she needs to carry around all that audacity? You are the one with your hand out begging for money, but you have the nerve to call somebody else broke? How does that work? This is exactly why people say women ask for things that they can't provide themselves. It's ridiculous, and fellas, you need to understand that there are women like that, but I think a lot of us are gonna skip over this one, so we probably won't have to worry about her anyway.
Now, it's not every day you get to have someone on who is an avid sports fan who was also, at one point in time, the #1 ranked adult film star on Pornhub. One of those damn pucks makes a beeline for Mia Khalifa's boob, and then it ruptures her implant. Do I have that right so far, Mia?
First of all, I was in the adult industry for 3 months, so you need to fucking fact check before you ask me to call into your shitty radio station. Goodbye.
We weren't supposed to mention that she was ever in porn? Well, we weren't supposed to mention that she was ever an adult film star?
I really don't see why she's so upset because how the fuck else are we supposed to know you? You made your name sucking and fucking on the internet. You are one of the highest rated actresses in your industry. Even though you were only there for 2 to 3 months, you have enough content for people to whack off for the rest of their lives. And any subsequent opportunities that you have gotten is because of the name you made for yourself in porn. Sorry to tell you that, but this is how people are going to remember you. And if you didn't want that label and that stigma attached to you, you shouldn't have gotten into the industry in the first place. But we live in a society that tells women to be as sexually promiscuous as they want to. They tell people not to slut shame and that there are no consequences for your actions. And I'm sorry to tell you, there are, especially if you're online making adult content. And this goes out for all the women that have OnlyFans pages. When people find out, they're going to draw their own conclusions, and you don't control the narrative. So if you don't want that to happen, you shouldn't get into it. And now we're seeing a string of porn actresses that are on camera crying, regretting their time in the industry.
Honestly, some of my experiences are really humiliating for me, and I wish that they never happened. There's stuff going on, like people getting pissed on. Men are pissing inside of women's vaginas, assholes, down their throats. What? They're... Sorry.
Oh, don't cry.
Told myself I was negative.
That might be hard for some to watch. I just see it as reaping the consequences for your actions, and that's just what it is.
So here's the thing. Relationships are all about building. Anytime you're building something, there's going to be an obstacle that occurs that you have to choose whether you want to get over it or not, or I'll say overcome it. And so at the beginning of my marriage, I cheated on my husband, and that was an obstacle that we chose to overcome, and we overcame. So we're just here to say, hey, we overcame one of the hardest things a relationship can go through. It's not impossible. Should you choose to work on it or not? If you don't want to overcome that, you should still forgive. Because even in your next relationship, there will be obstacles that you have to get over. And how can you overcome them if you don't know how to forgive the last? Anyway, God bless you guys.
The audacity of this woman right now to get on camera and make it seem as if this is just something that came up. And this is exactly why guys are choosing not to marry or simply going their own way entirely because of 304s just like this one. She cheated at the beginning of her marriage, the time where she should be the happiest in it. You just celebrated your love with friends and family, probably went on a honeymoon, enjoyed that, and you should be excited about the prospect of coming back and starting a new life with your newlywed husband. But you were out cheating with another man. The only thing hard in this situation was the guy's dick who was in your throat. It is crazy to me that she would come up here and try to justify this sort of thing. But what's even crazier is the husband in this situation, because they made a TikTok together, and we're gonna take a look at that.
promise I'm speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna make a scene.
Oh, you thought that was it? No, there's more.
The world had me all in this grip, ain't gonna lie, man, they had my heart ice, ice, ice cold. You love where you are till it dip, now you gotta honor him, cause you watch all of your planes go. Ice, 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 ice.
Oh my God, this is disgusting. But it actually makes more sense as to why she cheated, because clearly he is a beta male simp and she had to know this and probably shit tested him on numerous occasions to figure this out, because any man that would get cheated on, stay, and then make TikTok videos on top of that has to be a beta male simp with no backbone. And it's disgusting that he would get up here and do this, because really she's the one that's flexing right now. She's the one that can say, I stepped out of my marriage in the beginning, came back, and everything's hunky-dory. This relationship is on her terms, and it would not be surprising if she cheated in the future, because if she cheated on you during good times, what do you think is going to happen to you during bad times? She's going to be riding that same dick that she was before, and probably a few others, because you are soft, and the only thing that's hard in her life is the other dicks that are in her throat. But that's gonna do it. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you guys have anything to say, please leave it in the comments below. And until another time, I'll see you guys later.